to Brockside Racing today, but it's lovely to have you in the commentary box. And of course, we've seen 2 rounds now of the touring cars. Been good stuff, a 15 lapper to come. Tyres are going to be critical?
Yes, they will be, and I must admit, as a competitor, I'd love to be out there watching their techniques. Yes, Jonesy's very aggressive today. Certainly, he seems to have the bit between the teeth. Glenn seemed to be struggling a little bit there towards the end of the last race. And I thought that so was Wayne Gardner. A little bit sideways there. Perhaps he's chosen the wrong tyres, but I'll go for the old EB to beat the new EF.
That's a bold prediction.
I know, but I think it might just sneak in there. And gee, Crompton, I mean, who knows, because I don't like the look of Wayne Gardner's car at the moment. A bit sideways.
All righty. Bold prediction. Jones in the old car to get up and do it. Can he do it? The 15 lapper just about to get underway.
Alan Jones preparing himself on pole position to lead the field off in this warm-up lap for this 15 lapper. Leading off, Alan Jones is cribbing across on the track there at East Lake to try and get the fast bitumen area to start on.
He does make some lightning starts. He did it in race 2, and that held him out to win that race with the Peter Jackson team. Glenn Seton took the first one. Jones, he took the second one, and he has moved across on the grid. That'll be an interesting situation. We'll know about that. All right, let's have a look at the point standing now as we go into this race. Alan Jones in the older of the Falcons on 39. Glenn Seton locked with him in the new car on 39. Then it's Wayne Gardner on 36 points. Larry Perkins has moved up on 33 with Neil Crompton on 33. So it's been pretty close stuff.
It has been. Neil Crompton sent a message over to say that he's conserving tyres because of the recent earthquake tragedy in Japan has affected the Dunlop factory. And so he said that's the reason I'm up the pace a little. Larry Perkins, though, knows such thoughts. Larry's out of hammer and tongs, and I'd expect him to get by Wayne Gardner in this race.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. You say the Dunlop factory in Japan was absolutely flattened in Osaka.
Well, I don't know what the extent of the damage was, or in fact the extent of the damage to any of our Japanese suppliers, be it Bridgestone or Yokohama or whoever. But certainly there'll be ramifications of this earthquake for some time to come.
Looking out of Wayne Gardner's car, he's had a good day. 3rd place. We'll have a look how they'll line up on the grid now. On row 1, A. Jones, and beside him is Glenn Seton. Then we've got Gardner and Perkins. Crompton, Hansford, Richards and Addard. Jimmy Richards is back away.
Yes, he is. I noticed them changing springs. They're fiddling. He was last out in this warm-up. He was last out onto the grid and only just rejoined it. So it's interesting when a team gets out of step, when they have a misfortune in practice, it's very difficult to recover to get things competitive again. And Jim, I suppose, is suffering one of those weekends.
This is a beautifully turned out car, this black car of Pearson's. Gee whiz, that's a stunning paint scheme, isn't it?
Well, the graphic designer that did that, I believe, was connected with General Motors factory. But as you can see, it is a superb job. You look at a car like that and think, gee, I wouldn't mind driving that car. It looks so good.
Yeah, he certainly hasn't spared any of the pennies on the paintwork, and it is... And really, to run a 2-car team the way he does, there's some big dollars invested there.
Big dollars, and a chap like that is a true privateer. He's always trying to get those latest bits and pieces all the pro teams have, and always just that little bit behind the 8 ball, but a great enthusiast, Bob Pearson, and we welcome he and his types to motor racing in Australia.
Wayne Gardner, as he drives back onto the grid now, this start will be very, very important. 15 laps. Remember, the drivers that have conserved their rubber, they're the ones who are going to get the benefit in this race.
Yes, whoever's driven the car very straight, very accurately, is going to look pretty good in those final laps. I'd suggest that Glenn Seton and Larry Perkins, certainly Perkins got a harder tyre on than Gardner. We'll wait and see.
Almost 60 kilometres, 15 laps, set for a start, seconds away. Can Jonesy do it? That's why he took the gamble to be where he is. Larry Perkins puts some power down. Jonesy's going to do it, I think. AJ's in one of those boots today. Gardner. This is from Gardner, and that's going to be Jones. Oh, a little touch there. A bit of crash pad, thank you, ma'am, on the first corner.
Well, we're not surprised to see that happen. You can see the damage to the right-hand front corner of Gardner's car. Larry's come all the way through there. He's had a very good run. He got muscled out back there at the hairpin. He'd be very concerned about, well, I think it could be Larry up. No, it's Greg Hansford.
Hansford's been muscled off there. There was the Castrol cars had to go really wide to try and tuck around. You can see a bit of the bodywork just flips off it, but that should be okay. But AJ, it's his day so far. He's in the 15-lap final. Seton, remember, has never, ever, ever been beaten in this series.
And Glenn Seton tucked back there in 4th place now, because we've got Wayne Gardner in 2nd, Neil Crompton's teammate 3rd, and he'd be very happy with that. Seton next, and I'd say Larry Perkins in there now, and Larry with a lot of work ahead of him.
Jimmy Richards sits in behind there. This is going to be good stuff for 15 laps around the creek now. Thank goodness the heavens haven't opened up. We've got a dry track, and there we go now. A seat goes through the crowd here. They're watching on a big screen in front of us in the stand here, and they all just rose as one then.
Well, it's more like a one-day cricket final, isn't it? When you look at the crowd response, they just love this Holden Ford duel. Gee, Seton got very sideways coming into there, but hung on to things.
Alan Jones out in front now. It's Neil Crompton sitting in here behind the seat. Neil Crompton's had a fair day too. They've had to be conservative with rubber, as they've explained, because of the supplies down. They come the main chute. People standing up. I tell you what, Rocky, there's plenty of Ford support.
A lot of Ford support, and just talking to one of the Ford bigwigs over the other side. He's smiling like a Cheshire cat. Dave Bowe with the new cars, Ford winning both heats. He thinks it's all great. But I said, we won't take the smile off your face in a few weeks' time, pal.
Jonesy in the older car. He's been happy with it since the rain stopped here. It was a bit of a handful in the rain, but he thinks it's going extremely well. He got 2nd in the first heat. He won the last one. He's now leading this. And didn't he make a great start? And that tactic off the line worked, and gets a bit sideways too.
Jonesy's never been averse to a little bit of opposite like motoring. One of the things that I know that our listeners, or our viewers notice, is they say, you talk about tyres a lot, but look, they are critical. And at this track, the Peter Jackson cars have both chosen a pretty hard compound of tyre that is taking the punishment that Jones is offering it, and he's really driving that car very, very aggressively.
AJ out in front. Glenn Seton has won every Winfield Triple Challenge so far, and he would love to do it again this year, but he's going to have to do some work from there, because he's back in behind that Coca-Cola car of Wayne Gardner. Seton now seems to have the car a bit better balanced. He was certainly throwing it around in the early laps, and now starts to climb all over the back of Gardner.
Well, they have on board stabiliser bar adjustment, both front and rear stabiliser bar. At the moment, I'd say that he's got a run on Gardner, and it's just a matter of time before he whistles past and makes it a 1-2. And then, of course, he's not going to be content with Alan Jones leading the race, I'm sure of that.
Gardner's Holden got plenty of poke as it comes down the main straight, because Seton couldn't really make any inroads there. He throws it up the inside. Will he get the line? Gardner's going to try and shut him out. This is close stuff now. Seton's got the end of it. He's got to lean on him, does he? No, that's beautiful stuff from Seton. He just held his line, and there's the result.
Absolutely. That was the time he went through the fast left-hander. That corner, which has been subject to a lot of debate this weekend after Mark Skaife's horrific accident. That's your corner, into that hairpin. You can see the right-hand front corner of Gardner's car was damaged in that start line incident, and you've got to be very careful in these modern-day racing cars. You don't knock the body around, because it alters the downforce, and on a track like this, which is a fast, sweeping sort of track, you do need that downforce to give you those consistent laps. You can see now Gardner's slowly falling back, and I'd say that's affecting him probably half a second a lap.
Unbelievable move from Glenn Seton. You saw it there, came out of the sweeper, just held the line up on the inside, and I don't think they even touched there. They just held their lines together, and Seton wasn't going to give an inch. Gardner held him out as long as he could. So Seton now back up into 2nd place and chasing teammate AJ. And if you only just joined the telecast, Mark Skaife, he's still in Westmead Hospital, but he's A-OK.
And gave me a message this morning that he's going to terrorise me at Sandown. So Skaife's obviously lost none of his natural aggression or wish to win rotor races.
He's got plenty of that. Glenn Seton now, that's the difference of 1, 2 and 3. Gardner doing the best he can to try and close the gap on Seton, but this Ford really has looked for business today. Jones, as I said, in the older car, but his starts today have been absolutely first class, no doubt about that. Gardner's done a great job holding on for most of the day. That's the brand new Ford there, and right behind him the brand new Holden.
You can see Glenn Seton's arms on that fast sweeper there, pumping like pistons. You can see them there really moving very quickly. They're correcting that motor car, not so much to provoke a slide, but to correct it, to keep it neatly balanced so you don't overheat things. Gee, you're getting a little bit off the road there, Glenn. That's a very wide entry line into the corner.
Getting a little loose there up onto the grass and the dirt. That's not the place to be around here. You see them climb up the ripple strips, and even that, they're very high here, aren't they?
Yes, and once you do that, of course, you upset the balance of the car, which can transfer a bit of load onto the other tyres. Glenn's looking a little bit untidy there. Notice Alan Jones' fastest lap, 35.0, which is very fast considering the cars have already done a 5-lapper, an 8-lapper, and now
sitting in the car 35 with Alan Jones, former world champion, of course, out of Formula One. Really loves his racing, enjoys these touring cars, loves the V8s, and pretty happy with the team that he's part of now, the PJ team. A lot of success there. And the great thing about AJ is he is a real team player. Like he'll give Glenn Seton all of the backup that's required, but when the gloves are off and it's racing, it's every man for himself.
Oh yes, yeah, I know Glenn, of course, be the first one to accept that Alan has every right in the world to go out there and win these races. It's the way things go. I mean, you can't always get it perfectly right at a track on every occasion. Alan gets it more right than not. Of course, he's a very professional. I think he's a hell of a nice guy, Alan Jones. He really has an excellent approach to motorsport.
Well, what he's going to do, of course, in this year of 1995 is have Australia's biggest and most expensively set up Formula Ford outfit. It's going to be a wonderful thing to have a look at. It's professionally turned out, professionally run, and I can promise you now, as we look down the straight, I just want to break that for a moment as you come through this corner, Pete, because this is where all the controversy is from here.
That's the shiny bitumen. Now you go back onto the old bitumen, you see that shiny surface there. That is the stuff that gets like, it's so slick, it's like glass as you come down there.
In the rain, that's deadly stuff. That's where Mark Skaife went off. Yeah, just coming back to the Formula Ford team, he was really going to give a lot of young drivers in the next few years a big chance to go overseas and get involved with either Indy cars or, of course, Formula One.
Formula Ford is a great nursery formula. It really has a lot going for it. All the young hotshots that you see around these days have all spent some time out there driving Formula Ford, but there is Wayne Gardner now absolutely under pressure from Neil Crompton, who's through. Larry thinks he's through. He's not through. Close stuff.
They've really closed the gap now. Gardner, well, he just got passed by Crompton, so the boss is running second at the moment, and Larry Perkins all over the back of him. This has been a great dice.
Well, look, it's either a number of issues, I suppose, that Wayne Gardner's contending with. He's got broken bodywork, as you can see, which wouldn't be helping things. We know he's running a soft tyre, and probably at this time of the day, that's taking its toll. That's third, fourth, and fifth we're watching. It's very, very close dice.
Larry has tried everything, hasn't he? He's gone up the inside, round the outside. He's almost touched, and now Jimmy Richards slipped through.
Oh, Larry will not be a happy little driver up for listen. He's having another go up the outside, though. This is a real scrap.
Oh, this great stuff. Jimmy Richards makes his move now on Gardner. He goes up and has a look on the inside. Larry now in behind him. Crompton still in front. Poor old Wayne, he's got it from every quarter here at the moment. Through he goes, back onto the straight. Now let's see how much grunt that Jimmy Richards got, because this Gardner car's been fast down the straight. Now we might just show you, have a look for the shiny area as you come off this main straight. That's the controversial subject all weekend.
That's it there.
There we are.
Yeah, you can see it, it's very, very noticeable, particularly in the afternoon light reflecting off it. And you can see it's a very fine aggregate bitumen. But gee, isn't that car of Wayne Gardner showing some straight line speed. You watch back there, Jimmy Richards pull up on the inside on this 10th lap and really had a red hot go, only to fall back as soon as he got outside into the airstream.
Jimmy Richards, Gentleman Jim they call him, and he doesn't touch a car if he can possibly help it. He's a very good driver, goes up on the inside. Wow, how close can you get here without leaning on each other? Have a look at that, just scraped through. He takes Gardner. What a great move there. Larry Perkins couldn't take advantage of it. He now tries to get up on the inside too. There's plenty of muscle going on at the moment in this pack.
Well, that was a terrific move of Richo's, and as you can see, he got through without having to resort to any flagrant biffing and barging to get through. It was simply placing the car accurately.
Perkins.
Obviously, Wayne Gardner in strife. I mean, if he's a fighter, he wouldn't let them through. That's just his nature. He wants to go as hard and as fast as he can for as long as he can, but simply it's a matter of time. I'd say his tyres have gone off. He's probably driving on a bit of canvas at the moment.
Looking at AJ's car, looking at Gardner's car, and not so much AJ's is not the new model, but when you saw Seton's car, have you seen anything that has surprised you with the setup of your car, which of course you're not driving today, but preparing for the season, because your car is being talked about by everybody?
Yes, no, I'd say that things are going very much here according to what my expectations were. The cars, I was particularly impressed with the flat cornering that the VR seemed to have, particularly Larry Perkins' car. Coming through Corporate Hill there, I thought the car looked very, very balanced. I guess my car looks like that. It's hard to know when you're driving it. You figure it's feeling pretty good. Glenn's car looked a little bit twitchier than what I imagined, but I don't think you can really equate that to aerodynamic downforce. No, I'm very happy. I really am with our speed thus far.
Alan Jones, Glenn Seton in behind him, a 1-2 for the PJ team at this stage. That's how they've run all day, actually. Seton winning the first one, Jonesy the second one, now leading the third one. They've been on the same rubber all day, so you've had to conserve your tyres, but at the same time get involved with the heat of battle. So you've really got to drive with the head a little bit too. It's
interesting that Neil Crompton was mentioning to me prior to the race that, well, the reason I'm not going so well, I'm being very conservative, but you know, that conservative approach has paid off for him because he's got a pretty hard sort of tyre compound, and gee, you know, he's hanging into third place there. So this is it was a very good decision as it turned out. Jimmy Richards giving nothing away to the new car of Larry Perkins in sheer horsepower and speed down the main straight. No, and I'm quite surprised by this actually, because normally Larry's had pretty strong engines. Richo's had particularly strong engines, or at least Mark Skaife's car has shown that. But neither of them seem to be able to get down the straights quite as well as either Wayne Gardner or Neil Crompton. Very close stuff here, nose and tail. Perkins is trying desperately to get the run up the inside. Will he do it this time? No. Jimmy Richards shuts the door again. Now Perkins holds the line. He gets it really sideways, but Richo should have the line as they come in. Yes, he does again, but Perkins round the outside. He won't give up. He's like a cattle with a bone. And is he going to get there? No. You really can't get there the whole half lap, because you get outside and that corner back there, look, you get on the marbles, and Larry's having another go Corporate Hill. This is his corner now. Got him. That's his corner, because you had to be on the inside. On the outside, you get on the marbles, you cannot do it. Richo coming back. Locks it up, Richo too, as he puts it down. Larry, one thing about Larry, if he gets half a sniff, he won't back off. No, that's something about our Larry. But Richo there, having a red-hot go down the inside, thought, I don't think I can do this. Good guys. Locks him up and loses touch now with Larry Perkins. So he's worked hard for that position, Larry Perkins. He's now in fourth place. But a good drive from him, a very aggressive drive. Can he latch on to Wayne Gardner? Is he running with enough laps? Lap 14 they're on now. Well, of course, that's Neil Crompton in front. Who's really, I think, surprised us all this particular run. He's now got a gap of something like 2.8 seconds. On the boys, or 2.4 seconds, so that's you know, a very comfortable margin at this particular point in the race. Well, Neil Crompton up in front of Larry Perkins. That's where the interest is at the moment. Larry throwing it around, so is AJ up front, but he's doing it nicely now. Really made a rocket start, and around that dramatic first corner where you saw him come together with Wayne Gardner. That was good stuff, and that gave him the edge that he wanted, and he's held it ever since. Now look at the balance of these cars these days. The front spoiler almost hitting the ground, pump stroke left-hand front wheel, power goes on, the cars look very, very accurate. And of course they are, provided you drive within that sort of level of performance that the car offers. This team has had phenomenal success in this series. Yes. I might also say that, just talking to Graham Brown and Mike Brett, the boys from Bridgestone, and they were sitting there smiling because they said, we don't know what it is, but we seem to have a tyre which is extremely well suited for this track. So whoever uses their tyres at this particular weekend is always looking pretty good. Jonesy on the limit there, locking up the right-hand front. Obviously just sort of relaxing a little on this last lap. He'll have a smile like a split watermelon when he comes down here. No doubt about that. Jones, Seton, Crompton, Perkins, Richards, Gardner and Hansford. They're the top players. They're spread out a little bit now. I don't think Larry Perkins has got a hope in Hades of getting up to Neil Crompton with only this lap to run. But who knows? We've seen some strange things happen here today. Yes, 3 or 4 kilometres to go. Some time now to keep your concentration. Not concern yourself too much with the rear vision mirror about where you are in the race, but just simply look at the braking area, squeeze the brake down, make sure you get the right gears, feed the power on, do all those things. Crompton getting a bit sideways there, perhaps being a bit concerned, seeing Larry looming in the background there. Larry has now closed that gap a little. So I'd say he's within a second of him, just from viewing him coming in the screen there a moment ago. After 14, that's the top players for you. The crowd in front of us will erupt with a Ford victory, because if any of the Ford fans are here, they're all sitting in front of us. It's a stack of them. And every time Jonesy's come past and Seton's come past, they've let us know who they follow. And see, Glenn Seton isn't all that far up the road here ahead of Neil Crompton or Larry Perkins. There's not too much in it. Alan Jones is slowing down. He's just cruising.
The Jonesy now making his way around the last few corners before he heads onto that main straight. Glenn Seton closing in behind him. Then it's Neil Crompton. Then it's Larry Perkins. And then it's Jimmy Richards. But it's AJ's day by the look of things now. He got second in the first heat, or the first race here today, behind his teammate Glenn Seton. He went out and won the second one, made a blinder of a start here in the 15-lap final. He'll make his way down to the start-finish line now. They'll erupt here, Jonesy. They're all up and cheering. Everybody's on their feet, and have a look at the finish. They're going to pull off. Jonesy now and Seton almost side by side. Jonesy takes the win, and his first series win that I can remember anyway, in a touring car here. Fantastic to see him do it. And Neil Crompton will be pretty pleased with that too in getting third place. Glenn Seton has done so well in this series. He's never ever lost it. He's lost a few heats, but always won the Winfield Triple Challenge, and AJ's knocked him off today.
Not a bad way to go if it's your teammate that beats you, and I'm sure that the team will go away, I suppose, feeling that Sandown very soon they're going to be very, very competitive.
Pete, when you look at this, the Peter Jackson team has won 9 of the 10 heats in Winfield Triple Challenge, and of course they've won the series 4 times.
That's an absolutely remarkable record, and my congratulations to Glenn. I mean, the guy has set his own team up. He's a young guy and a very professional operator.
Okay, let's have a look at race 3, recapping the results. Alan Jones and the older of the Falcons, 40 points. Glenn Seton on 38 points. Neil Crompton on 36, and Perkins 34. Jimmy Richards on 32. Now, the overall results from today's racing: Alan Jones takes his first series win with 79 points just due, in front of his boss Glenn Seton in the newer of the Falcons. Neil Crompton, terrific consistent job here today, finished on 69 points ahead of Perkins on 67. Wayne Gardner, who started the race pretty well but dropped off on 66. Well, Andrew Voss is down trackside and he's talking to Jones and Seton.
Well, fantastic effort. We'll start off with Glenn, the former champion. If you are going to be dethroned, this is the man to do it, hey?
Yeah, it's great to be able to come here and be so competitive, really. Especially like with the EB and the new EF, there's not much between the two. And it's really good for Alan to win here, and it's a good start to the championship.
The performance from the team today really sets it up for a big 95.
Well, that's for sure. I always thought that last year, but last year we did very well here, and then we struggled a little bit early in the championship. But no, we've done a fair bit of work over Christmas time, and I'm fairly confident we can do well this year.
Well, on to the winner. Alan, that race 3, really a race won almost at the first turn. Wayne Gardner was determined to get up inside, but you said no way.
Yeah, he gave me a little tap to let me know he was there, but we hung on to it, and it's very important to get some clean air in front of you around here at these long sweeping corners, and if you can get out there in some fresh air, it makes the job a lot easier. But I've just got to thank Glenn for giving me, as usual, a fantastically competitive car, and my Bridgestones were just fabulous. They did not miss a beat. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better car today.
Alan, what's the most satisfying thing out of the day?
Well, I think the fact that as a team we've got a 1-2, that's very hard to do, believe me. And, you know, I hope this is just the start of many to come in 95.
Glenn's had a shot at you for the short haircut when you got out of the car. Is that one of the reasons, the streamlined look for 95?
He'll have one at Sandown, don't worry, he'll get one now.
Well done, guys.
Okay, thank you.